the first Zelda game I ever beat. Today's list is all about my favorite songs in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So without further ado, my young brethrens, let's go.
Number 10.
You know, Ocarina of Time has some of the strangest gaming tunes I've ever heard, and this happens to be one of them. Goron City, the city of the Gorons. You put some bombs in a big pot, make the King Goron dance a happy dance, it's a pretty great time. This tune is really interesting because it has a very ancient but organized feel. The drum beat in the background helps this song feel on pace as it should, and the main melody is a little wonky. You would think that for the title of City, the music would be more chaotic sounding, but that's just not the case here. I almost wonder if this area should have been called Goron Village instead, but that's besides the point. Goron City has a very unique sound. It's very open like this section of the game is. This city is just slowly moving forward. There's rocks in the way everywhere, but they can be blown up and taken care of quite easily. Speaking of the rocks, it's almost like this song was made by smacking rocks together. Well, obviously it wasn't, but the instrumentation is very basic, so it wouldn't be that hard to picture. There's not much more to this song that I could discuss. I'm a fan of simplicity, and Goron City nails that to a T.
Number 9.
And now we have one of the first pieces of music you'll hear in this game, the classic Kokiri Forest. This song is special because it feels like a starter song, if that makes sense. A lot of the sounds are high-pitched, symbolizing young Link with his higher-pitched voice and shorter stance. The song moves at a good pace, but it's not so fast that you can't hear and comprehend all the notes being played. Listening to something like a metal guitar solo shows unorganized but passionate thought process, but this song feels more organized and structured. Guitar solos are really fast, the notes played are all sorts of different pitches, but this song is a lot easier to understand and comprehend. You're young Link and you've woken up to the start of a new life and new adventure. It's time for him to get moving, grab some breakfast, and find his sword and shield so he can save Hyrule from Ganondorf. This sounds like a song you would hear if you were just entering a forest as some young naive lad that doesn't know what to expect, but is eager to find out.
Number 8.
Oh yes, here's the first time young Link interacts with a rather large group of people, when he first enters the town. While this part of the game may not be the most exciting to play, it's definitely one of the most interesting sections to become engorged in. This song really does feel like something that would be played in a real-life town. You can hear light string instruments playing the melody with several winds conducting a very home-esque feel. I can actually imagine myself walking through a small town with people gathered around socializing, playing some silly carnival games, buying food at the shops, and little kids running around playing grab-ass. This song makes me feel like I'm a part of a group that's accepting of who I am, and that's something that everybody needs.
Number 7.
Coming from Windmill Hut is another classic Zelda song, the Song of Storms. In the game, you can play this on your ocarina to bring upon a rainstorm for a variety of different reasons. You learn this song from the guy in Windmill Hut. This is a really interesting tune because, again, the feel of the song doesn't really relate to what a rainstorm accompanies. Rain can be heavy, noisy, out of control, and even a tad bit depressing. The Song of Storms isn't like that at all though. The beat is very happy, the pitches are relatively high, and that melody is incredibly infectious. I think that maybe this song is so happy because you basically become Mother Nature. You control when it's going to rain and when it won't. Normally rain is depressing because of how unexpected it can be, and it quickly changes circumstances, but your actions here are intentional. Link welcomes the rain to solve puzzles and get farther on his adventure. That is really neat if you ask me.
Number 6.
You know what it's like when you get that warm, fuzzy feeling all around your body? You realize that you just did something huge with your life, whether that be getting your dream job, graduating from college, bringing home your first child. These are the feelings I get when I hear Meet Zelda Again. This song plays when you meet Zelda in the garden. There's a real sense of wonder and discovery. The melody moves at a consistent and beautiful pace. You can feel that you're interacting with someone that's truly remarkable. This is the type of music you hear during the big exposition in a movie plot. You know that it's important to really pay attention and immerse yourself in this world like never before. It's like an honor to be in the presence of Zelda because we're lucky enough to be the one to take this journey and save the world. You don't feel happy per se, but more mystical than anything. This sounds like something that you would hear if you were just entering heaven. And regardless if you believe in those kinds of things or not, the environment, if such a world did exist, would have a tone similar to this song.
Number 5.
Oh yes, Lost Woods, my friends, one of the most well-known Legend of Zelda songs of all time. This would probably be closer to number 1 on most people's lists, but I've grown just a tiny bit tired of Lost Woods. That doesn't mean I'm not a fan, I'm just not as big of a fan as I used to be. The background beat taps are incredibly catchy, and the melody will be stuck in your head after just a few seconds of listening. This is yet another song that you wouldn't expect to hear out in the woods, but again, it fits harmoniously. Lost Woods does indeed make me feel like I'm lost, but that's not exactly a bad thing. I think most of us are lost in our lives. It's about how you perceive this fact. This song helps shine optimism into this kind of mindset. While the woods might make you feel trapped because you're surrounded by trees with no sense of direction, hearing this helps you loosen up a bit. This song brings wonder and excitement to the unknown, and that is not an easy feeling to bring out in someone. Yes, these are very similar feels to Kokiri Forest.
Number 4.
Oh, the old valley, Gerudo Valley to be specific. My gosh, is this song just fantastic. Really, all of these songs on this list are awesome. It was hard categorizing them in order. The song's melody is played with a string instrument which fits well with the valley itself. It's hard to describe why, but it feels like something that it's supposed to be associated with. This song has a very large and epic feel to it, which is great considering how vast and expansive the valley is. This song feels like you're out with a group of friends, going out for a little fun hiking for the weekend. There's also a tad bit of stealth in this tune, which works well when you're freeing the prisoners. It's just a great song overall, no questions about it.
Number 3.
It's actually hard to find words to describe the music in the Temple of Time. I mean, just listen. Listen to this. All that's being played is a few voices in a church choral manner. This song gives me goosebumps every time I enter the temple. It's almost like there's a need to worship something or someone while I'm here. The sound is so incredibly simple, but so memorable too. The opera vibe really makes this temple feel more special and significant. When you're in there and you hear this, you just want to slowly walk around and respect the peace and moment. I'm really glad that the music is so well put together, since this is where you go from being Link to young Link, and those are pretty big changes if you ask me. I've quite frankly never heard music in this style in any other video game. It's nothing short of astounding.
Number 2.
The first few seconds of the final battle against Ganon sounds like your usual boss music with loud, powerful instruments playing, and that's not a bad thing, but after the beginning moment, the tone completely changes in this song. It in fact gets very quiet. All you really hear is soft opera with some snare in the background. This really soft boss music actually exemplifies the fight even more. You've been slashing against Ganondorf so much, and now you have one more form to take on. At this point, it's just you against Ganon. There's nothing else to think about. You just want to destroy this monster once and for all. Since the boss music is so quiet, it's much easier to focus on the fight itself and just getting to his tail and finishing him off. The quiet atmosphere actually makes the fight more intense because you've become dull of almost all the noises from the castle crashing down and all the loud music. It goes to show that even when everything has settled and all seems well, you can never assume that the fight is over. You aren't safe from Ganon whether the music and environment is chaotic or not. This is one of the only boss fights that I can think of that goes with this type of vibe. It's really quite unique. And now, my number one favorite Ocarina of Time song is... If you know me, I'm a sucker for the heavier metal type of music, but there's something about Kakariko Village that I just absolutely adore. This song gives me genuine happiness. Hearing the gentle melody and xylophone play is nothing short of wonderful. I literally just feel more relaxed when I'm listening to this, and that's pretty amazing considering a YouTuber's life is filled with stress and worry. Actually, anybody's life can be filled with stress and worry. I'm not gonna say my job here isn't any different than someone else's. Anyway, this feels like a song that you could only find in a small village. It's something that would play if you're taking a road trip and you stop by a village for the night, only to have the whole town welcome you with hot tea and a bonfire. This is one of those songs that you would hear play throughout that whole night. This game is just amazing. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a true masterpiece. And speak of, look at this poster! Like, this is so sick, man. And this one, it's a Mario, there's a Boo, there's a Blooper, cute little Yoshi. In all three of these, the Valor, the Instinct, the Mystic, whichever team that you're on, which is Probably this one. If you want one of these posters, check out the Pixel Empire. A link to their site is in the description. There you can find posters, apparel, and phone cases related to video games as well as movies. Use my discount code BANDY to save. Also, if any of you are graphic designers and you want to submit your own designs to be sold, you can on this website. So, look at this. It's really cool. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed this video and leave a comment telling me what your favorite Ocarina of Time song is and why. Hop on the bandwagon and follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. I also have like Instagram and Ask.fm and all those cool other things. Check the link in the description for those if you want. But I have not extended the bandwagon in a long time. Maybe I should do that. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great day.